Hey there, and welcome to my lazy review of Kung Fu Panda number 4. And honestly, damn, it's been 8 years since Kung Fu Panda number 3, so I don't know, maybe they should call this something else.
The search for more money.
Now, I have to admit that the first 3 movies, I love them for what they are. I mean, come on, guys, the animation was always fantastic, and the fight scenes were always fast-paced and fluent and so well animated. But also, I mean, Jack Black, love him or hate him, the guy does have great comedic timing, and he knows how to voice Poe and be this lovable idiot. But not just Jack Black. I mean, come on, we have Dustin Hoffman playing Shifu, and look at the Furious Five: Angelina Jolie, David Cross, Jackie Chan, Lucy Liu, Seth Rogen, but whatever. Poe has a dad voiced by the legend himself, James Hong. Later on, he'll get a second dad voiced by Bryan Cranston. And why not have some kick-ass villains? Come on. Ian McShane followed by Gary Oldman, then to J.K. Simmons. It's like the bar is set pretty freaking high.
Well, you do set the bar high.
But enough about the franchise. I just woke up, and as I always do, I did sit down, I did watch a trailer, and it seems pretty cool that they're bringing back Ian McShane as Tai Lung. I'm assuming he's probably still dead because we have this new chameleon character, and of course a chameleon can shapeshift, and obviously in the trailer, we see Poe fighting himself. Okay, but now to talk about the big elephant or the big seagull in the room. Yeah, they casted Aquafina, because yes, whenever I think great voice actresses, I think Aquafina. All right, I'm leaving. I'll be right back, but as always, enjoy my intro. Okay, I'm back, and let's see. I got some good old Starry because that's what Regal has, and I'm gonna grab some good old London Dry Gin because, yeah, that was a film. And look, I'll say off the bat that none of the Kung Fu Panda films have really complicated plots. I mean, they're kids' films. It's about a Kung Fu Panda, but this one is no different. And I'm gonna spoil the film because there's not much to say. But one thing I do have to say, as I talked about earlier, I do like the first 3 films for what they are. And spoilers, I didn't like this one at all.
Are you sure?
Thank God for Jin, right? So what's going on? Poe the Panda is still the Dragon Warrior, and his old master Shifu, still voiced by Dustin Hoffman, tells him that he has to hit a new level of spirituality and become a spiritual teacher, basically hand down the Dragon Warrior title.
It is time to take the next step on your journey.
I'm not going to be the Dragon Warrior anymore?
I'm fine with this because, come on, it's the 4th installment in the franchise, and it's an old Kung Fu trope where you're a student, then a teacher, then eventually a master, and eventually you will hand down titles to other students. It's fine. However, the problem becomes, well, if you did watch the first 3 films and thus the entire franchise, why not give it to somebody like, say, Tigress, Angelina Jolie? She's pretty damn nasty, she was good in the first film, but spoilers, I don't care. The Furious Five, none of them, and none of them are in the goddamn movie.
Oh, come on!
I mean, I guess everybody was too busy to grab a quick paycheck, and it's like, look, I get it. Sometimes you don't want to go in studio, but then again, it is the modern age, and just record your voiceover from like a Zoom meeting at your house, which, speaking of, yes, Ian McShane and Tai Lung are in the film, all of 5 or 6 minutes, and I'm sure Ian McShane probably recorded all of his lines within an hour, and that's separate, but we'll get to that, and I'm trying to delay the inevitable, but yes, we do get
Remember the swamp? Remember my song in the swamp when I was like, wham, chicka, wham, wham.
Aquafina voicing Zen the Fox. But who's Zen the Fox? Well, she shows up and she tries stealing from Poe to get into a fight, but he's still the Dragon Warrior. She can't beat him. However, he does need her to get to the Chameleon. Who's a Chameleon? The brand new villain voiced by Viola Davis. And essentially, she wants to take Poe's staff and then bring back all of his old villains. And of course, Ian McShane shows up. But then, because she's not like a Kung Fu master and she wants Kung Fu, she's going to take all of his old villains and then steal their Kung Fu. It's not a complicated plot by any means, but also, come on guys, it is Kung Fu Panda. What are you expecting? And yeah, it's pretty obvious. It comes down to Poe the Panda versus the Chameleon. Gee, I wonder, is Poe going to win the final fight?
Duh!
Oh, I did forget before we get to my questions that, gee, Poe the Panda has to train a new Dragon Warrior. I wonder who it's going to be, right? Anyway, let's get to them. Number 1 off the bat, how to feel about this film? Did I like it? As I said before, hell no.
Dude, that movie sucked.
Yes, I have to give credit where credit is due. The animation is still good, and yes, the fight scenes, when they're there, they are still fast and fluent, but that's pretty much it. the comedy is just non-existent. I didn't find myself laughing once, and I can't say that about the first three films. Plenty of times during 1, 2, and 3, and even the animated shows, I was laughing. I can't say that about this film, and the problem is, yes, the animation and weak storyline, it may appeal to a 5-year-old or an 8-year-old. However, the rest of the kids, they are growing up, and yes, Kung Fu Panda came out 16 years ago, and yes, my son is turning 17, and oh, Christ.
Ripley from Alien 3.
Fuck, you're old.
On to number 2, would I recommend that you see this film? Obviously a big hell no. Just have your kids rewatch 1, 2, and 3 instead, because ask yourself the serious question of, do you want to have your kids suffer through Aquafina for 90 minutes?
I love my children.
Finally, on to my last question, but for me, always the most important is that I didn't pay for the movie, but do I think that you should? Is this movie worth your hard-earned money? Not even a question, obviously. Hell no, save your money, alright? Now, every movie I review I have to rate. This one is no different. Wasn't even a competition, didn't have to think too hard. How do I feel about Kung Fu Panda Part 4? By all accounts, I rate this movie as a goddamn waste of time.
Don't fucking waste my time.
I'll be the one to say it, this is the Matrix 4. This is the Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull of the Kung Fu Panda franchise. I don't care who that pisses off. It should be a trilogy. And yeah, as I always do, I have to check my watch. I'm always low on time. Let me grab Bender and finish this delicious, starry, but also London Dry gin. And yeah, I'll see you later. Cheers.
This calls for a drink.
Stuff is great. Oh yeah, catchphrase.
It's called a catchphrase.
Thanks for watching. I'll see you later. I'm going back to work.